There's an ancient Chinese proverb that says, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." And the first step in our existence took place at this very spot. This is the 7th Ward in the Lavender Beds, plot number 36. It is here where the catalyst for the creation of our free company was established. There was more noble intentions with the hopes of creating something better that were established here, but ultimately what happened ended up causing such sadness and chaos that changes needed to be made. Changes needed to happen. Something had to be done that could help the people who once lived here. And so, it was up to me to take that initiative, and ultimately, it created the free company that we know today. And so, now that it's been over 2 years, and now we've reached 100 volumes of this particular vlog, it's safe to say that we have accomplished far more than we ever thought possible. And who could have ever imagined that it all started right here? So with that in mind, greetings people of the world! Matthew back with you here in Overall Autism for another edition of the Tales of Eorzea vlog here on Final Fantasy XIV's Exodus server. Today is a significant milestone as far as this vlog is concerned. This is the 100th video, weekly video, that we are doing for the Tales of Eorzea vlog. And today I wanted to take it upon myself to basically go back and tell you guys how it all began, because obviously not everyone is familiar with the history of our free company, and people will obviously wonder how it happened, why it came to be, and how this particular place, this particular plot, ended up serving as the catalyst for the creation of the Tales of Eorzea. So, I think it goes without saying that ultimately people create free companies because they want to establish something for themselves that they feel that they can accomplish and to be able to do so with others. And certainly for myself, when I first joined the game over 4 years ago, I never really thought about really involving myself too much with a free company. Like, I would ask for help from other people, sure, but ultimately I was just there to have fun. Most people there were there in a free company from my earliest experience for the purposes of doing the high-level stuff, because back then the Binding Coils of Bahamut were the big thing that everyone tried to do and very few ever succeeded in. Of course, they've nerfed it in this day and age to make it a lot easier, but it was eventually got to a point where the free company that I was involved in, that was part of a group of free companies that were really into raiding, they ultimately decided to merge, and I decided that since the free company I was in was not going to remain intact and that they were going to be joining up with other people, I decided to go and hook up with someone else. Ultimately, I came upon a free company that established themselves at this very place. They were known as the Wolves of Fenrir, and they were one of the very first free companies here on Exodus. It was run by a gentleman from Minnesota by the name of Chad Anderson, whose handle on this particular game was, actually had a couple of them. He had Lucius Blackthorn, which is the one I was first introduced to, and he was promoting his free company, and I thought, okay, I'll throw my lot in with this guy, and so I did, and I got to meet him and his friends, many of which he knew in real life and was very close with, and he and his friends were working very hard and diligently to get a mansion, because they weren't just satisfied with getting a little cottage or a regular sized house, they wanted a big place like this. And ultimately, through working together, through their hard work and effort, they established themselves right here at Ward 7 Plot 36 of the Lavender Beds. And so everything was going really great for this free company. They were on the up and up. They had a wonderful group of people that were close friends in real life, and you could feel the camaraderie. Everyone was working together, people were really excited about what possibilities lay before them, and it was really something to look forward to. But then, in the start of 2015, that's when things started to go terribly wrong. The Free Company started to lose members like crazy, especially Chad's closest circle of friends. Lots of his real-life friends, who he was in this game with and had established the Free Company and built it up to what it was losing members left and right, and ultimately his friends, his closest in real life friends, many of them defected, left the Free Company because for whatever reason they lost the desire to actually commit themselves to really building up the Free Company once this house was built. And they were taken in by a Free Company that became really known for having one of the dirtiest reputations on Exodus, known as the Principality of Xeon, which I actually talked about this in a rant a couple of years ago. And I talked about it because of how I felt bad for Lou. I gave him that nickname because his game's primary character at the time was Lucius Blackthorn, so I just nicknamed him Lou, and I've always called him that ever since. But yeah, I really felt bad for him, and it just was not the best situation to be in, because we saw Principality of Xeon causing a lot of chaos all over the place, and they were pulling any quality raiders or people that had any interest in raiding whatsoever into their Free Company, whether they weren't in a Free Company at all or they already were in a Free Company, and they were doing so by doing very troll things, spreading ugly rumors, doing really deceptive things, anything they could to discredit anyone that they thought was a rival Free Company, that they thought was a threat to them, and they wanted to see them dealt with and gotten rid of. And so we, unfortunately, at the Wolves of Fenrir became one of the unfortunate victims of their trolling and bullying, as we saw their group rise to over 200 hardcore raiders, including Lou's best friends in real life, who had defected to them, and because of the fact that his friends were justifying the fact that this trolling was occurring, he basically cut them off. He didn't want to be friends with them anymore because he felt betrayed that his friends had gone to join this Troll FC, and it just was so heartbreaking to see this happen, and I did everything I could to try and keep his spirits up, and then it just got worse for the Wolves. Any new member we tried to get in would be immediately taken away from them by Principality of Xeon, and as a result would be taken away because they would tell them, any new members that we had, the same rumors that caused our Free Company to lose its credibility to begin with. It really hurt our Free Company, and we were just trying to get any members we could to stick around for even a few days to show them, hey, we're not what they say we are. We're actually good people. We actually are interested in playing the game, playing together, and having fun, and wanting to create something amazing. But there was just nothing we could do about it, and in the desperate attempt to try and get some sort of way of fixing the problem, because at this point we're pretty much desperate to try anything. At this point we're pretty much desperate to try anything, so I decided that for myself, I would go and do something that was an idea that was really out there, but I thought to myself, if we can pick up any friends, they're obviously going to get taken away from us immediately by a Troll FC, or anyone spreading dirty rumors about us. So my idea was to decide to create a brand new character, and with the goal of establishing a brand new Free Company that could serve as a purpose to get a number of members, help build it, get some decent interest in the game and working together, but also working alongside the Wolves of Fenrir with the hopeful eventual goal of merging our two free companies so that when that happened, if it ever did, that there would be no one leaving us through defection by having a troll FC like Principality of Xeon taking them away from us because they're spreading dirty rumors. But even though I tried, and I ultimately did succeed by creating Corinne here and establishing the Tales of Eorzea in October of 2015. And I really hoped that the plan would work. I really believed that it was a crazy idea, but we were desperate to try anything to try and get some credibility back into the Wolves of Fenrir. But ultimately, it didn't work out, and Lou just lost all interest in not only running a free company, but just being here on Exodus to begin with, because knowing that he would be here meant that he would have to be continuously hounded by any trolls that were going to make his life a living nightmare. And so he ultimately decided at the end of 2015 to disband his FC and go into exile. He changed servers, and he would end up changing servers continuously for 2 years. It was really sad to see him go because I really wanted to help him in the way that I had chosen, but like I said, we were desperate to try anything to help deal with the situation that his free company was dealing with, and this was the way that I chose to do it, was to establish a new free company with the hopes of one day merging with his. And even though it didn't work out, I could have easily thought to myself, well, this obviously did not work the way that I had hoped, the way that I intended, so I could have just as easily decided, why don't I just scrap the idea of actually running a free company and just join up with another one? But I didn't do it. I could have easily given up, but I didn't. I kept going, I kept grinding to welcome new people to the free company, and we've been very fortunate, as it turns out, over the course of the time that we've been around since October 2015, to have welcomed to our free company really wonderful people, whether they're still with us, joined us in the time that we've been around, or left us at some point, but still have positive feelings towards us. We've been able to move on from the goal that was originally set and just set about being ourselves. Being ourselves and doing what we could to contribute positively to the Exodus server and to Final Fantasy XIV as a whole. And we've been able to do that because now we've been able to welcome a wide variety of people from around the world. We've welcomed people from North America, we've welcomed people from Europe, we've even had a few Australians along the way. We've had people with a diverse variety of backgrounds, people who have been, people who are of a wide variety of ages, people who have been serving in the military, where in whatever country's military they serve in. We've had people who are French, who are English, who are British, people who are members of the LGBT community, people who have been able to find in us the ability to be able to see that there is a wonderful thing that's happening with our free company. We've certainly helped out a lot of people along the way here in our free company to be able to feel like they belong. And two of the main reasons that has been the case is, one, because of our Tales of Eorzea vlog, and two, because I've been able to stream on a regular basis so that you could see not only me, but also my fellow free company members be having fun, enjoying the game, and it's led to some really nice things for us. We started out just trying to get a house to begin with, and we got our first house over in the Lavender Beds. It was over in Ward 6. And then eventually we were able to upgrade. We got our house in the Goblet, which I still thought was a really great spot over in Ward 4. It was just really wonderful that one of our old free company members, who's no longer with us, was able to find that spot, and we were able to turn it into something wonderful. And then working with Skyla, with Lady Cynthia, we've been able to move over to Shirogane and be able to enjoy the new housing district over in the Far East. We've gone from what was intentionally or initially a desire to merge to just being a wonderful, happy, positive, free company. Yeah, we've had drama over the time. I mean, no free company or guild in any MMO can ever hope to not avoid drama. But we've been able to do so whenever it has happened. We've been able to deal with it successfully. We've been very fortunate to never have to deal with any trolls. We're very grateful for that, and we've been able to make it work for ourselves. It's really something that I'm glad that we've done over the course of the last almost 2.5 years now, because as it stands right now, our free company has been in existence for 29 months. That's actually longer now than Lu's Wolves of Fenrir free company was in existence for. They were in existence for 28 months, and we've now surpassed that. And it was always, well, once he went into exile, it was always a goal of myself to do what I could with myself and the people that I had in my free company with me to be able to last for longer than 28 months. And now that we have, it just is a wonderful feeling and a great deal of knowledge to be able to know that we've been able to do that. And not only that, Lu himself recently returned to Exodus and joined up with us. So it's kind of a full circle experience, knowing that after being away and transferring servers for so long, that Lu's ultimately come back to Exodus and has come and joined my free company. And it's so much a nicer place now is Exodus. Principality of Xeon may still be around, but they are nowhere near the dirty people that they once were. Far from it. And I've been even able to make some friends who were on Xeon at one point or another, and they were really decent people. I've been able to speak with them on link shells because of we would have certain things in common, and we can see that Xeon is no longer the troll FC it once was. It's no longer full of dirty people who are willing to grow their FC by resorting to the lowest common denominator to get there. And not only have we been able to last this long, but I also take great pride in knowing that our free company was also able to successfully outlast, now having been around for 29 months, we've been able to now successfully outlast one of what I guess you could call the 3 big FCs of Exodus that were here on this server. There were 2 of them are still around. There's still Fat Chocobo and Elite Oblivion Order. Those are both still around, and they're both still the 2 biggest FCs around. But we've been able to outlast the 3rd one, which imploded not long before Lu decided to disband the Wolves of Fenrir. And that was a free company that was named after the popular anime Fairy Tail. There's a free company named Fairy Tail, and it was a very popular free company, so much so that it was the most successful and prominent free company on Exodus. And then, for whatever reason, the whole thing just imploded towards the end of 2005, and suddenly all of its members were scattered to the wind, and people have tried since then to rebuild the Fairy Tail free company and try and get it back to where it once was, but no one has ever succeeded. And to think that our company, our free company, with not anywhere as near as many members as a company like Fairy Tail, only a 10th, has been able, and we've been able to outlast them, it gives me great satisfaction to knowing that we did it. We actually beat Fairy Tail as far as longevity is concerned. It gives me a great sense of pride and honor to know that we endured longer than Exodus's most decorated free company that was around at the time. So that's definitely something I'm proud of. And we also helped to establish I of course talked about how this free company, Tales of Eorzea, was initially intended to serve as a eventual merge point, but we also wanted to be, of course, a sister free company to Wolves of Fenrir. Well, ultimately, we also became a sister free company to someone else, and that was our good friend Thamriel, who we had the opportunity to meet back in 2016, and we helped him and some of his friends that he had made here in-game, as well as people who watch his streams, ultimately establish their own free company. That's originally known as Chaotic Order, now known as Family Ties, and the company is doing really well thanks to Thamriel's notoriety. They have more than 250 members in the time that they've been around, primarily people who are just fans of his and who enjoy watching him stream and appreciate the contributions that he's made to Final Fantasy XIV and to Exodus. So we've been able to have a very positive effect not only on our own members but also on other people as well, and it's helped us to gain greater notoriety. People know who we are, and people appreciate what we've done to contribute to the game and to Exodus. So we can only imagine how much more we can accomplish for as long as this game is around. Like, we don't know what tomorrow will bring. We don't know who will come and join us in the future, but we can only expect that we'll have wonderful experiences come rain or shine, because yeah, now it's starting to rain. But yeah, it's been just a wonderful experience. We really brought it out of the mire, as it were, with the failed attempt to merge with another free company, and we've really now stood on our own 2 feet. Everyone who's come to join us has contributed to us, and we are so grateful for everyone who has been a part of the Tales of Eorzea during the last 2.5 years. Each and every one of you guys, whether you were here since the beginning, whether you're with us now, whether you joined us and you left for whatever reason, like, even if it was a negative reason, like, for me it doesn't matter. You were part of our free company, you contributed to it, and you helped us out, and it's something I will be grateful for each and every one of you. Everyone in the free company has an important role, and you all played yours well, and I'm so grateful that you took our invitation to heart. You offered to come give yourself and your services to our free company, and now we have our wonderful house in Shirogane, we have 2 airships and a submarine, and we just have a wonderful camaraderie amongst ourselves that not many other free companies can say the same, because yeah, there are quite a wide variety of free companies, large and small, and we can safely say that it's because that we've been able to work together, because we've had our camaraderie for as long as we've had, that we've been able to last for 29 months. You guys are so wonderful, and I can only hope that we'll continue to represent ourselves as well as Exodus and make it one of the most popular servers that's around here in the North American data centers and pretty much anywhere else in the game. And I hope that we will continue to leave a strong and lasting impression on everyone who comes to join us, and people who are also partnered with us, like Thamriel, because we're still friends with him. We're still friends with people that were in his free company or are still there. So we know that we still have a lot to do, and we still have a lot of positive things to accomplish, and we'll see what the future brings and how much longer we can go as we are. The future, who knows what will hold. I have the fullest confidence that it will be a bright one, because we've been able to accomplish more than I ever thought we could have possibly achieved. And it's all thanks to you guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything that you've done for us, wherever you may be, and will always, always be grateful for what you've done. And let's continue to make this a wonderful free company to be a part of. Let's continue to show the camaraderie we have, the friendship we have, and let's make sure that everyone, not only in Exodus, but also in Final Fantasy XIV's community, knows about it. So, that is going to do it for this special edition of the 100th vlog for the Tales of Eorzea Free Company here on Final Fantasy XIV's Exodus server. As always, if you have a character here on Exodus or looking to create one on Exodus, and you're interested in joining the Free Company, we'd be more than happy to have you with us, because if we've lasted this long, we feel like pretty much like we can take on the world. So, thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll look forward to seeing you next week. And until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Navora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.